Okay, I've taped down the cutoff switches to allow operating the unit with the cover off without using my fingers. You can see still have the same faults, 1 and 5, and I'm still getting command to cool on the status indicator. Okay, the stepper motor pulls off of this little nub here, so keep that in mind. And if you follow it down, it goes into this shielded, this encased cable that goes down into this gray plug that's got a little release on the side here. All right, here's the troubleshooting information for checking out the electrical operation of the stepper motor. And there are really no moving parts in the stepping motor itself, so you will be able to check it electrically just with an ohmmeter, and there's a couple different configurations, but essentially it's the same. And you're going to be measuring from the gray, or you have different colors over here, so pay attention to that. But essentially from the common to the other 4 wires on this one, which is the one that I'm working with, I should get 46 ohms across all 4 of those connections. So gray to orange, gray to red, gray to yellow, gray to black. Here's the layout of the plug, which you can pretty much just work out by looking at the wires coming into the back if you pull it away a little bit. So you can see the gray is on the bottom there, and I can't get my probes in there, so I'm going to use a little bit of wire to insert in there to make a connection, and check it out, see what I got. Okay, and using my kludged up little setup here, I measured exactly 47 point something ohms across each of the 4 legs, which tells me that the actual problem is not in the stepper motor, which is really kind of bad news because that would have been easy to replace. So let me go ahead and plug it back in and see if possibly I was just dealing with a bad connection in the plug, something odd like that. Okay, a little extra troubleshooting. I unplugged the stepper motor connector and powered up the unit, and I got exactly the same errors, which is odd because one of the errors indicates a shorted coil in the stepper motor, which obviously can't be the case if it's disconnected. So I'm starting to doubt the motherboard itself, the control board, the ECV board. So I'm going to do some more troubleshooting, see what I find. All right, one more check I'm going to do is I'm going to check the wiring between the stepper motor plug and the motherboard over here. And just to be thorough, I'm also going to check each one of these lines to ground. I've got the probe on the chassis over here, the negative probe. I'm just going to check the common and the 4 stepper motor connectors and check for resistance to ground to see if maybe it's possible that one of them would be shorted to ground and it would still be reading the right resistance whenever I'm going between the brown wire and the stepper motor connectors. So, okay, infinite there. Infinite there. Here's my other wire. Infinite there. Okay, no short to ground. So again, this all points back to the actual motherboard because it is showing me a shorted condition with everything unplugged, and there's no way that's going to happen if the EEV board is operating correctly. So new one's on order. Now we just have to wait. Okay, I got the breaker off over here, and now I'm just going to check and make sure there is no voltage with my non-contact voltmeter here, and we're good to go. So time to get the board out. Okay, first step, I'm going to pull the plugs just to get them out of the way a little bit for taking the board out. And that should be good. Okay, that one's going to be a little tricky to get to. Okay, old board, new board. This is a good time to make sure that the model numbers match well. In this case, not only the model numbers, but the version numbers and everything else. It all looks very, very much the same. The one thing that is different is check the configuration of the dip switches. This is the one that switches between R22 and R410. You don't want to get that one wrong. And then these three switches configure the unit for its particular air handler model. And in this case, it's up, down, up. So I will throw these accordingly. Okay, got them in the same condition, same configuration, and just one more look around to make sure I'm not missing anything obvious. It's time to put the new board in. Alright, the next step is to plug all the plugs back into the new board. And they're all unique, so there's no chance of getting them mixed up. And remember, this is just a test plug here. There's nothing connected to it. So a quick double check of our work. Make sure nothing is left out. And this is a test plug as well down here. We are good to go. All right, now it's time to power this beast up. I'm going to go ahead and tape down the safety switches. And I'm going to throw the breaker and see what we get. The thermostat is set to a much cooler temperature than we have now up here. And I'm getting the cool status. If you can see that, the little green LED is flashing 3 times. I'm getting no red status, no red air status at all. That's a good sign. So let's go out and see if the outdoor unit's running. And that is music to my ears. We're back to fully operational. Now I just have to go back up top, button everything up, make sure it's actually making cold air, and we are done with this job. Yes, we are definitely making cold air. Coils are nice and chilly. They haven't been on for very long, so they will get colder. So, alright, we're well and truly buttoned up and ready to go here. Okay, the screws on this middle panel may or may not have little washers to keep them captive. It'll be easier if they do. The other thing you need to notice is these 2 little metal clips here. I don't know if you can see those or not. but they've got to clip into this edge over here.